Oh no, I'm dying.
Not that.
And that's how it starts every time.
Oh no!
It always waits for you to make a noise, and that's when it kicks in, because it takes it a while to
Right.
connect.
Well, I'm not dying.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
never mind then. Because, like, you have to be careful with your predictions.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I am still alive and well.
That's good.
For now, stab, stab.
Ah, no!
Oh, how could this have happened in episode 34? I guess worse things could happen.
I curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Oh no, it's the tall people. It's always the tall people.
It's always the tall ones.
But yeah, if I'm mathing this correctly, we are in episode 34. Go team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're back. It's been a little bit since schedules have been rough. But yeah, we get to resume our detour. So the quick recap of really just last session's what matters. So the group of you put on your nice disguises to teleport into Mages Association and wander around a little bit. Go see Annis's family. See what's going on back in good old London town. And instead, you managed to hit the thing on the teleport table that I made like 3 years ago that dumped you into a place completely unplanned by you and me. So, but we're going to be committed to this. Just because I'm not ready doesn't mean we're not doing it. So yeah, you ended up in a strange place. You, where first of all, you split up. So while you were teleporting with Annis and Penelope, and Vivi was casting the teleportation, and Hemlock is of course there. And also, you've got Johnny, because Johnny is seemingly incapable of leaving Penelope alone until now. And Derek, who you convinced to go with you to spare his butler a long car drive back to London with him. So the lot of you teleported together, and unfortunately, from your teleportation, you seem to have hit a detour into a mage workshop, and it split your party up so that Annis, Penelope, and Hemlock ended up in the library. You went digging around in the library for a little bit. You found a journal of one Jonas Einsworth, who is apparently a mage who's been working with the Mages Association and studying these weird bubble things popping up around the world, and whose research has suddenly been funded a lot more than it was before by someone in the association. And upon a little bit more research, you determined that it seems this entire workshop isn't connected by like normal doors, but by portals that seemingly connect you to other rooms on demand. There's an interface that you tell the name of a room, and in theory, it takes you to that room. Not always the best at that. This is pretty impressive because it would take a great deal of mana to just make such casual portals happen, given portals are not an easy thing to do, especially on this side of the world. And so you're kind of curious about what's going on with that. Also, you discovered that some of the books in this library will attack you when picked up. And they bite pretty hard. They bit especially hard into Annis. And so rather than fight books, the two of you decided to leave the library. Understandable choice. So you managed to successfully give the name of one of the rooms that came up in the notes to the door, and it opened a portal for you that took you to a place that is called the Bubble Chamber, which is what is currently visible on the screen over here for anyone watching on YouTube. And the Bubble Chamber, it seems to be a large room underground somewhere in a cave with a lot of stone for the floor. There's a series of circles. So the outermost one is a ring of torches that seem to just be illuminating this area. Within that is a giant magic circle, which seems to be containing several layers of spells on this thing. At the center of the circle is a separate magic circle that is directly under essentially a floating sphere of blues and whites and greens and some other colors. And while you were looking at this thing over the course of studies, you could occasionally see glimpses into an area that seems to be more forested or open plains. Like each time you looked, you got glimpses of different biomes, very, very briefly though. But also you're concerned because, like, one, you don't know where you are, and you don't get a cell phone signal here, presumably because you're in an underground cave somewhere. And you don't know where the rest of your group is. So using a combination of trial and error and sending spells, you ascertained the locations of Vivi, who was in a room where large statues were animated and attacking her. So she was forced to pop up a wall of force to not get crushed by those things until you came in and managed to get her out, because she had no way of knowing how to operate the door or the words associated with it. From there, you found your way, not intentionally, but you ended up in the art gallery, because when you stepped through with Vivi, it seemed to glitch and dump you in a random room, which was the art gallery, where you happened to find no art on display, but you did find Derek sitting in the middle and meditating. So, worked out. You got him. Now that you were down to only one person missing, Penelope cast a second sending spell to find where exactly Johnny ended up, who responded with the iconic Code Geass meme of "I'm at soup," because she apparently was teleported into a storage pantry filled with, among not a lot of other things, mostly soup. Cans of soup, rows of it all throughout this room, and the soup was attacking her, so she was eldritch blasting it as it popped at her, and that just left a giant mess on the floor, which she was stuck sitting under, pretty much in the dark, because this room had a single light bulb that seemed to be swinging back and forth as a result of her fighting the soup. So that's traumatic. She did not seem to be handling that well, but she communicated where she was well enough that between having some direction and the door glitching in your favor, you did find her and you extracted her from the soup room. With your entire party together now, you managed to bounce your way back to the bubble chamber. It seems like that's the one place you can go to almost every time without it glitching. The other ones seem to be a bit more of a room roulette. When you got back this time, there was some discussion of just leaving, because the bubble chamber seems to be connected to the outside world somehow, and that might just be easier than figuring out whatever's going on with this place. But you also got kind of curious as to what this whole bubble thing is and what these spells are. You kind of ascertained that the weird floating bubble thing is probably similar to the ones that have been popping up around the world that things like those trolls fell out of, and other stories that you'd heard were popping up back when you were getting briefed on strange things happening in Fuyuki and other places. And this whole ritual seems to be drawing power from it, and that might explain how all these portals are working, but also how maybe teleporting is broken at the moment, because even the portals don't seem to go where they're supposed to all the time, and you definitely weren't supposed to appear here, because you're never supposed to accidentally teleport into someone's bounded field. So there's a bit of mystery going on with that. But then the final kicker was that you decided that what you were looking through in this portal, if it is in fact the reverse side of the world, meant that you might be able to talk to Vivian, the Lady of the Lake, without waiting until a full moon. So you went through the ritual and you managed to, in fact, make contact with her, but you didn't have an entire lake of water for her to come out of, so you have a very tiny version of her instead. What was the container that you were using for that again?
It was a bowl. I borrowed it from Annis's kit, the brewing kit. Yeah, you used something from your brewing kit, essentially a really tiny version of her, like action figure size, floating up out of it like a hologram Princess Leia, since she can only really manifest through water on this side, as far as you've seen anyway. And so she's really tiny, but you got to talk to her early. So you info dumped on her all of the things that you learned from the Lupin Mansion event and from the Goliaths to some extent. Like, you pretty much just gave her the summary of
episodes 1 through 32, which I'm sure she appreciated. And when she got a sense of how this portal was working, she said she was going to send someone, under her over to it to toss something through to see if it's actually a working bridge. So we stopped last time with her saying something was coming through now. So I think I recapped the high points. If anything comes up that I forgot, I'll fill people in accordingly. But yeah. Cool. So we got this here floating bubbly thing, and we're picking up there. So I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, so Penelope. Give me a dexterity check.
A dexterity check?
Yep.
Please.
That's enough. Yeah. So, as you're standing there looking up at this, are you the one who's holding the Lady of the Lake, or is Anna holding her?
I'm holding it.
Okay. So as you're holding her and you're looking at the portal, she says that it's coming through right now. Something does pop through, and it's flying in your direction, but using your bardic skill, this small thing flying at you, you manage to shift the Lady of the Lake into one hand and hold up the other one and catch it. So
Sweet.
I'm going to show you what you catch. So first of all, the thing that you catch is pretty small. It actually tingles a little bit. So that's neat. And it looks like this.
Oh, it's an apple. Neat.
Yep. And so it comes flying out of it, and you catch it in your hand. It's a little bit tingly. It's kind of a strange feeling. When I say tingly, it's almost like when you're standing, I guess, as far as Penelope would know from, growing up traveling, when you're standing under power lines or in an area where things just feel a little bit more charged, or for Annis, if she were the one experiencing this would be like walking through a sort of ozoned area after a lightning storm. It just feels a little different. From your perception of it, I'm not making you roll for this, but it feels similar to that strange observation that you had when you looked at those items in the mansion that were just a little bit otherworldly, like they had just a little bit more to them. You're getting that vibe out of this apple. You're also noticing, however, that this apple it's nice and it's hearty and it looks like probably one of the best apples you've ever seen in your life. But you can see the stem on it is starting to wilt.
Oh.
And the apple is starting to very slowly, it's not just rotting away in your hand or anything, but it's starting to constrict a little bit. It's almost like you're watching it age.
Ooh. That's weird. Yeah, I guess it came through. Did they throw an apple?
The tiny Lady of the Lake, from your other hand, goes, looks like that's what they threw. Yes, I think so. It's interesting. We wanted to see whether or not something living could pass through, and that was the closest thing we could find. By the way, the thing that's chasing it's probably going to be a bit bigger.
Wait, what?
And something bigger does seem to be coming through.
Oh no.
And so as this apple is starting to shrink a little bit in your hand, you can see from the spherical, essentially portal in front of you, the sphere, it's constantly swirling, like clouds and water and other stuff are just whirling around on it, but it seems to slow down in one spot as everything runs around it, almost like if you've ever seen an aerodynamics test for a vehicle where they run the parallel rivers of dye over something in water, and then you see how it spreads around it. That's kind of happening here, where most of that stuff is continuing to whirl, but one area in it seems to be creating resistance and spreading outward. And then this big thing sticks its face out.
Ah!
And with its face poking out, you can actually see one big arm swing out as well, holding a giant wooden club. And it's sort of flailing a bit at first, as it's very clearly not enjoying the sensation of passing through this thing. But it does get an arm out, and then it sticks out its other giant left arm, which seems to have a series of roots. Like, the whole thing looks like it's made out of, or at least covered in bark, and small mushrooms and plants and vines and moss. And its first arm, the one that came out first, like I said, is holding a giant club that essentially looks like it's made of what this thing is made of. The second one warps outward and then becomes a bit of a perpendicular disc to its wrist, almost like a shield. And now that half of its body is stuck out, it reaches down in front of you and grabs onto the mage sigil and uses it as a balancing element and pulls its body through whole. And now I'm going to add that to the map so that you can see how big it is properly.
Oh, no.
Where are you on the list? There you are. There we go. So yeah, that thing crawls its way out, and as it does, it looked bigger coming through the portal than it actually is. It's actually closer to Anis's size. This thing's maybe somewhere between like 5 to 7 feet tall, depending on where you want to draw the line on its giant stumpy head. But this huge thing crawls out, and it takes a look around at all of you. Anis, give me a nature check.
Oh boy.
Okay. So yeah, looking at this thing, you don't know much about it, but you've got a pretty good idea that this is something that is known as a wood-woad. You don't see a lot of those anymore. They're more of a thing of stories, but you definitely learned about them. It wasn't like your biggest subject, but wood-woads, as you recall, are like mythological defenders of forests and groves and other things. And you don't really know like what exactly they are. They're not necessarily elementals the way that like the world is normally defended. They seem to be more made, like they're constructed out of something. Not quite a golem, like, but similar enough to it in that they, for the most part, are not super intelligent creatures. They're more just given a task that they will pursue. And most of the time, the instructions that they would be given are like defend a place or keep out trespassers or, you know, make sure this dryad's tree is safe or whatever. They're not like inherently good or evil, but they absolutely follow whatever order they were given. And they will wail upon someone should the order require it. Given this thing jumped through a portal after that apple, there's a decent chance that this thing has some order related to that. Also, both of you give me a perception check now that it's right close in front of you. Okay, so Anis, this thing is a weird mushroom-covered plant monster. Checks out. Seems legit. It doesn't look happy in the sense that you can only see eyes, but it doesn't see, like, the pose, the gesture, like, it's just crawled out, but it's starting to loom up like it's trying to intimidate you a bit. And admittedly, it's in front of two things much shorter than it, so maybe that's working. Penelope, you notice that, like before, it looked bigger when it was crawling through. And when it popped out, similar to this apple that you're holding, parts of it seem to be condensing on themselves. You're starting to see cracks open up in the bark on this thing. And some sort of, like, sappy, almost syrupy liquid seems to be oozing out from in between them. It's amber in color. It looks not ideal as far as you're concerned. It doesn't seem happy about that. But also you notice that it is staring at you as the one holding its apple. And it is raising up its club, and it lets loose a strange sound. It's not quite a scream, but it sounds almost like when a tree collapses in the woods and crunches like onto a dead hollow log is the noise that it's making. So it's loud, it gets your attention, it's obviously not happy, but you can't articulate any words out of it. And then we're gonna roll some stuff called initiative because it is mad at you. So let's make that happen. Roll everybody's initiative. Make combat go back to turn 1.
It's not even on there.
Do what?
It's not even on the combat tracker.
Oh, it is. You just can't see it.
Oh, dear.
I guess since it's here, I can turn that on. There's no reason for it to be hidden. It just hides them by default when you add them so that you don't accidentally surprise players. But we're at a new one, so we're going to drag it up to top initiative, which should be a Penelope. Rawr. Woodwode. That's a fun name.
Like, somebody forgot how to spell wood.
Yeah. When I first saw it in the monster listings, I thought it was wood toad, and I was really excited. And then I opened it, and I'm like, oh, that's fine too, I guess. But I just wanted it to be like a big, like, tree frog. Like the closest I'm gonna get to a Bulbasaur.
No Bulbasaur for you.
Infinite disappointment. But yeah, so you are up, Penelope. You get to go first. As you have the Lady of the Lake in one hand and this brand new, somewhat collapsing on itself apple in the other.
I'm gonna look at the lady and be like, okay, do you know, is the thing just after this apple? Or do you know?
It's not one of mine. My best guess would be that it's probably chased the apple because it's part of its grove, but I don't know what conditions it was given. It might want the apple back. It might be angry at this weird sphere for existing in its space in the first place. I would have to ask whoever created it, and I don't rightly know.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna chuck the apple back at the portal.
Okay. Yeah, do a dexterity check.
Okay. Eh, 13.
Okay. All right, you're gonna chuck that back at the portal, and now we're gonna play some D&D basketball. Okay, so you chucked it back at the portal, and you hit a 13 on yours. The woad that's in front of you reaches up with its big shieldy arm, and it's unfortunate that it doesn't have a hand to catch it with, but it certainly tries. And kind of bops the apple straight up and prevents you from getting it into the portal, just in its own inability to interact with it. But it tried. It tried to do that, and thus used its reaction. It doesn't seem happy still, but it definitely went for it. And so I guess I should drop the apple on here somewhere.
Drop the apple in the combat tracker.
I mean, it's not an NPC yet, but...
Gonna fight the apple. No, we're gonna fight Apple.
Apple, get out of here.
Get Steve Jobs here.
He's still alive at this point. Can I just drag that on the map? I think I can. I've never tried. No, that's just a pin. Do better. Delete shortcut. Get out of here. You, Apple, get out here. I don't know if it lets me do that.
Yeah, clearly that's...
Alright, we're just going to cheat and just drop a different token on the map for now. Boop. Let's just do that. The apple is not that big.
Ooh.
But yeah,
that is a very large apple.
Yeah. There we go. So the adventure was, you were holding it here.
Mm-hmm.
You chucked it. It got blocked. And now, roll me a D8, Penelope, and we'll see which way it goes when it was blocked. Okay, it goes up, so it lands right here. Huzzah.
Okay.
So, yep. That was an action. You are welcome to do stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Whoa, uh-oh.
All right. There you go. Now you can move.
I'm just gonna pick it back up.
Okay. So the net result is Penelope, upon having this quick conversation with the Lady of the Lake and essentially a tiny little bowl in her left hand, chucks the apple with her right hand. It gets blocked, so she goes, and then she leans forward over the bowl so she doesn't spill the Lady of the Lake, shimmies around Annis while the big guy's deflecting the apple, gets over to the back, and then catches the apple again as it's falling down behind him. You did not spill the Lady of the Lake.
Yay!
Yeah. I'm counting all of that as part of your dexterity check from earlier. I'm not going to make you roll like 3 dexterity checks for like what is essentially one action. Okay. So it doesn't get to flail at you or anything because it used its reaction to try to bop an apple.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's it for my turn.
Yep. Combat tracker. Derek is up.
Oh no.
What is this tree's deal? Annis, is this tree a friend of yours?
I don't think so.
Okay. I think I'm gonna try to push him back into the thing he came out of. Oh, and he's gonna try to shove him in. Actually, no, he can't because it's floating. He wouldn't be able to shove it up. Derek, do something useful. I believe in you.
Oof.
Okay, so Derek, upon seeing this big thing block Penelope from trying to chuck the apple back through, and no one saying not to, is going to try to bop this tree. So let's do this. Nice. Okay, so yeah, Derek thinks back to all of that time he spent fighting wooden training dummies during his training montage that was off screen before, and all of the times he would hit one and then turn around and stop it from hitting him back, and he's like, "You're just a bigger training dummy," and then he bops at its big club arm, and then bops back over at its shield, almost like it's a training dummy. And this thing doesn't seem to know what's going on, since it just failed to catch an apple, and now this half-elf came out of nowhere and started punching it. So... bop. And so he hits it, and like you see where he hits it, the wood in its chest, as he's doing this, seems to crunch in a little bit, and more of that viscous stuff that Penelope saw earlier is now oozing out where he hit it.
Ew.
You kind of get, like, you see some of it sticking to Derek's hand, and he's like, oh, all right. And so where he hit it, though, you also notice the sap seems to start to harden over it, and it slows down. Like, it's still trying to move, but it seems dumbfounded by both the surprise of this and something that Derek did to it. Seems to have locked it up a little bit. All right, it can't move for a second. Let's try to not kill it. That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. Cool. And so he has stunned it. It seems to be largely confused by everything going on around it. Like, it's not actually seen any of these things. Because, like, if it is from the other side of the world, and it sounds like it is from the reverse side, it may have never actually seen halflings or half-elves before.
Oh, dear.
So there's a lot to be figured out right now. This guy just ran up and punched it. So that happened. Vivi is now up. Okay. I probably shouldn't turn you into a cow.
No, yeah, don't do that.
She's gonna take a look at it and roll a thing. Okay, so she's spending her turn taking a look at it, since it doesn't seem to be attacking right now from what Derek did. Oh, that doesn't look good. I think this side of the world is hurting it. The same way that I think it might be hurting that apple. I don't know exactly what these things are, but I don't know how long it's going to last on this side if it stays here. And... huh?
I was gonna say, yeah, we need to get it back over there.
All right. Let's see what I can do. Okay, let's try this. Vivi starts to cast a spell in front of you. She's playing her music. And when she does, you start to see, like, Penelope, you've seen Vivi cast plenty of spells over time. And usually what Vivi does is she sort of starts, rather than like playing music the way that you do, I said play music before, that was incorrect. She starts to sort of very rapid fire tell a story and describe it. And as she does, it's almost like the words that she says that create mental images start to make them for real around you, like in a true storyteller sense. Wisps of color start to appear around her, and they start reshaping above her. And you know from seeing her do this before, Penelope, that she's starting to cast an illusion spell. And so she starts talking to this big creature that presumably can't even understand her. You like apples? So here's the thing. That apple right there, it's cool, but check out this one. And an illusion of that apple, the one that Penelope is holding before, appears right in front of this thing's face. And it can't really move, but it sees the apple moving around behind it and going up towards the big portal thing there. Mm-hmm. And as it does, it sort of leaves like a little trail of wisps in the air, almost like if it were a comic book or a cartoon where you see like the little mouse trail effect.
Yeah.
It's like she's literally floating around in front of it to make sure this thing notices it, and then guiding it over in front of the portal. And so for that, I guess I'll create a different apple. A spooky apple. Let's see.
This one's the iPod.
Huh. So, even though it's an apple, we're going to go with I for illusion apple. And the illusion apple is deceptively larger than the real one because she wants to make sure it can see it.
The Apple II was the computer that Oregon Trail was originally playable on.
Whoa, didn't know that.
Random.
Yay.
Okay, so that's now behind it and much more visible than the tiny one that Penelope's holding.
This apple is now Oregon.
Okay, so that's what Vivi did. It's Hemlock's turn.
Hemlock can't really do much.
Give Hemlock a wisdom save.
Save. Oh
no.
He wants to eat the apples.
Hemlock, no. Oh, buddy.
Oh, those apples look tasty.
Oh, buddy.
But there's a much bigger apple, and Hemlock understands the power of size. So Hemlock is going to swoop across to try to get this, flies through it, is confounded, and just sort of swoops back over here and lands behind Annis like, what gives?
Stay out of the way. You can have plenty of apples when we get out of here.
Fair enough. And that'll be Hemlock's turn.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Okay, so the Woad is stunned. That said, one thing that you do notice about it, and you can see it, where it was punched in by Derek before, the sap and whatnot, and the indentation that he made that seems to be stunning it, starts to pop back out, and new moss grows over the area that it was cracked before. It seems to be restoring itself, even though it can't move. Like, it's almost a natural thing. It kind of reminds you of the troll regeneration. The cracks in it from when it came through the portal are still there. but it doesn't seem to be hemorrhaging quite as much, and the new damage that it took from getting hit by Derek seems to have gone away.
Huh.
Annis, you do recall now that you're seeing it that regeneration is a trait of these creatures, unless they're on fire.
Don't know. Unless they're on.
Unless.
Fire is a bitch like that. I too do not regenerate when I'm on fire. All right. What's the plan?
What?
Johnny is asking what the plan is.
I'm going to try and see if I can get it to go back through the portal on its own. Otherwise, we're just gonna pick it up and throw it. It can't stay on this side of the world.
All right.
I don't know what that accent was. Just sounding like a beetle.
Annis, are you okay?
Pressure's getting to me.
Oh no!
All
but
right.
yeah, if you can help it get back over there.
Let's see what I can do. Looking over her sheet. I don't think she speaks tree. She does not speak tree. I know no one is surprised. All right. So, just gonna run over here to where Vivi is concentrating on the spell, and where Derek is, and taking a look in at all of the stuff going on. Mr. Tree, could you do us a favor and go back home? Is that an option? Because no one here wants to cause you any trouble, mister. And you don't even speak Southern, do you? Well, it'd be real nice of you, real decent, if you'd go back home.
You're doing great, Johnny.
Thanks. And she's just gonna shimmy around all this nonsense back over here, having like this thing you like looked at her, but like it can't move anyway. So, right. Tell you what, if you need any help throwing that thing again, I got your back.
Cool.
And yeah, that's all she's got.
Woo!
It's like you can see in her eyes that she's thinking of things that she would be able to do if she could cast spells, and it's just not happening.
Rip.
Yep.
Anna.
It's Annis's turn.
Annis is going to cast her 3rd level spell, Speak with Plants.
Ooh.
Bold.
You imbue plants within 30 feet of you with limited sentience and animation, giving them the ability to communicate with you and follow your simple command.
Okay.
Question about events in the spells area within the past day, blah.
Yay.
Plants might be able to perform other tasks on your behalf at the DM's discretion. Oh. Huh. So anyway, Speak with Plants.
Yep. You cast it. You are now capable of speaking with plant.
Cool. Which way is the big guy actually looking? Like, who's he looking at?
So his eyes were trying to follow Johnny, who was talking to it, but now that she's kind of outside of its ability to look, since it's sort of stunned in place for the moment, It's back to staring at Derek. Like, its eyes seem to be the only part of it that can move at the moment.
Cool. So, gonna step right into his line of vision.
Okay.
Like, hi there, big guy. Can you understand me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you blink once if yes? You can't speak back?
It does blink once at you. Yeah.
So you understand, but you can't speak. What do I sound like to everyone else? Like, do I sound like a tree groaning or?
You kind of sound like when the wind blows and a bunch of like thinner branches on trees sort of clack into each other. So you definitely sound like trees, but unlike its big angry like booming collapsing in the woods noise, you sound a bit more like a peaceful spring breeze.
So everyone else is like, how is she making that noise?
Yeah, like there's no way that your mouth should be able to make those noises, but you're doing it.
I'm just like, anyway.
Yeah. Jaw has dropped. I'm like, ah!
So you've probably noticed that you're not in your home and it's hurting you, yes? Blink once for yes.
It does.
So we're going to try and get you back to your home. I promise we're not going to do anything to hurt you. All I need to know is, do you need that apple to go with you?
It blinks.
All right. So then I will turn and speak in English. Penelope. It needs the apple. And it knows we're not going to hurt it.
Oh, okay.
So we need to put the apple in its hand.
It does have a hand. It just currently has a club in it.
We need to give it the apple somehow. And then we need to pick it up and put it back through the portal.
Okay. Okay.
Is there anything we want to ask it before we send it back home?
Who do you work for?
It can't. I don't know if it can't speak because of.
Oh no!
I think I did that to it. It should be able to move in a second. I just didn't want it to club anyone in the meantime.
Fair and valid.
Ask it if it got hurt coming through the portal. Like if coming through the portal hurt it.
All right, and then I'll turn back to the woad. So you should be able to move and speak in a moment. My friend back here was just trying to protect you and everyone else, and he turned back to Derek. What did you do to him?
Well, if it were a person, it would have been locking its joints. But since it's a tree, I guess I apparently locked its tree joints. But it's just brief. It wears off almost instantly. It just mostly surprises someone.
And then, tell me if my 6 seconds are up. But
so since combat is effectively not happening while it's stunned and no one's attacking it, we're just gonna shift out of initiative and you can continue on with it.
So I'll turn back to him.
It starts to move a little bit now. You can see it's not attacking you, but you can see more motion. Like first its arms and its its lack of knees, but it's shifting a little more. It's sort of turning its big body in the direction where it saw the illusion apple go first. And right. Vivi's gonna guide the illusion apple down to Penelope's real apple, and then she's going to have it shrink and fade away so that just its eyes are on the real apple now.
Okay, someone toss me the apple.
And I try and toss you the apple.
Is this a check of some sort?
It's a dex check, but it's not going to be a hard one because nothing's stopping you.
And do I need to roll to catch it?
You're not going to have... This is like a softball toss, not a randomly thrown from another universe toss.
Gotcha.
I have a bowl in one hand.
Oh.
That I'm trying not to spill. And then I've got the apple in the other hand.
Yeah.
Trying to be very careful.
Oh, in that case, Johnny walks over and will literally hand it off.
Oh.
I'm helping.
Thank you.
All right, so here's your apple. I don't know. I don't know how it came to be here exactly, but we don't need it, so you can have it back.
So you're just holding up the apple at it?
Yep.
Okay. It leans down a little bit, and when it does, you can see that dark spot around its face in the picture. Like, that is like the hollow inside of a stump. So it can be placed inside of its face.
I'll put the apple in its face.
Okay. As you do, give me a perception check since you get to see inside of its face with your elven dark vision.
Still not the weirdest thing I've done today. 17.
Okay. So you do get a view that's like, you see the two floating orbs that make up its eyes. But as you look down, like, the inside of it seems mostly hollow, but you can make out inside of that, like, it's essentially a cavity, but you can see a bunch of roots and vines and, like, inner workings of it. And because of your knowledge of, like, physiology, you can tell that these things line up really, really closely to, like, a circulatory system and a skeletal system. And it takes you about a second longer than you're comfortable to realize that essentially the inside of this thing seems to contain a humanoid thing, like a human or an elf or something, that was absorbed into the wood from the inside.
Ew.
And the wood has replaced all of the pieces of it, but its shape is still there.
Ew.
So that's apparently how those were made. Great. But now the apple is in there. And when the apple falls inside of it, you do notice that the apple is still starting to shrink on itself. Like, it's like watching a time lapse of a fruit rot. It isn't there yet, but it's definitely not doing well. And once you put it inside of this creature, it seems like the apple and the creature are both still suffering from that crinkling. Like, you see it a lot more now that you're close to it. But everywhere it's cracking in on itself, more moss fills in the gaps. So, like, it's slowly covering itself with moss to stay alive. But now that the apple's inside of it, it seems to be insulated from it and isn't crinkling further.
Just one quick question before we send you back home. Did it hurt to come through the portal?
Pain.
That's a yes. All right, let's see what we can do. Does it look like it can just go back through on its own, or are we gonna have to help it?
So the portal is only a few feet off the ground. Like, the circle's right under it. But given its height, it would be kind of like, you're presumably going to need to get it up to the center of this thing, because it's a sphere, to fit its entire body in it. And that's why Derek couldn't just dash it in there, because he'd have to be under and pushing upward. You're going to have to get it slightly off the ground, but it's in, like, the realm of, like, if it could jump, it could probably get in. It's just a lot harder to push something that way. It might need a little bit of help with a boost, but it does seem pretty strong. It might be able to just make the jump if it tries.
Okay, and this is in English, can anyone levitate, or I think we might have to push it up into the portal, or help it at least.
I don't believe I do. Nope.
Let's see how many slots Vivi has left. I think she might be out of those.
Potion.
Yeah, unfortunately, her telekinesis is on the same level as the teleport spell that she took here. and the wall of force she used to not get crushed.
All right, then I guess gonna have to.
Okay, so this is a bit atypical. Does anyone want to get under it and become larger? Because you might be able to just shove it in.
Ooh, I just had an idea. Oh.
Go on.
What you got?
Does suggestion work on plants?
Does suggestion say humanoid?
I don't know if it's...
I mean, I can just tell it what you need to tell it. You don't have to use a spell.
It just says a creature you can see. I mean, if it's willing to try and jump up in there, then we may not have to levitate anything.
I mean, yeah, you can just ask it to try before you do anything else.
Yeah. All right. I'll turn back to the woad and word. Do you think you can just jump back into the portal?
Hurts.
The apple.
What do you say?
Hurts.
Hurt. I'm going to. Are you in pain right now? Do you need healing?
No. Fix self.
Oh, he's saying that it hurts to go through the portal. Or maybe it hurts to jump. And there's nothing else in the room at all that we could use to make, like, stairs or anything like that.
Like, you get the understanding of its meaning due to the spell. That it's saying that the portal, like, going through the portal hurts. Not the jumping. Like, it could probably do that. You just have to convince it it'll be okay.
I know going through hurts, but you're just going to hurt even more if you stay here on this side of the world. There's not enough. You'll just have to keep healing yourself. There's not enough mana here to sustain you.
Need protect grove.
Yes, exactly. You need to protect that grove that the apple came from, and you have to go back through that portal to do it.
Okay, so now you get to try to convince it. So you can... this would be persuasion.
Persuasion.
Oh yeah, negating that right now.
Okay. You should have seen the just slow look over at Rumi, like, please?
What if I had said no?
Okay, that's a little better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a little bit better. Like, you're convincing it to do something it knows it needs to do. We'll try. And now it's gonna make a roll.
Got this, buddy!
And then the rolls a 24.
Ooh.
So it turns around and it sort of like shifts. It has to shift its torso back to look up into the portal because of the nature of its weird lack of neck. And you can actually see like the hand that's holding that big club grip it a little bit harder as it steels itself for this jump. Woods itself, whatever its colloquial equivalent is. And then it bends its knees and does a giant jump towards the portal. And as it crosses over, both of you give me a perception check.
Oof.
Nicely done for both of you. You'll actually both see this. So you see all those circles on the floor? Well, the black circles, there's 2 of them right around the portal. As it crosses over the 2 of them, like in the air immediately above it, you can see a ripple go over its body. And when that ripple crosses over it, you can see more of those cracks appearing on it.
Oof.
And then it successfully lands in the portal and wisps away. And I said wisps away. Get out of here.
It's like, no, I don't want
there it
went. His head back through. Thank you.
Yeah. So as it jumps through, it looks to the both of you like it wasn't actually the portal that was hurting it. It was that circle on the ground as it jumped through it.
Oh, weird.
Can I roll, like, Arcana?
Yeah.
See
if you can figure something out about it.
Also gonna...
You are both welcome to.
Oof.
Yeah, so actually, due to the different nature of how the 2 of you magecraft, you both pick up something very different from it. For Annis, this reminds you of back when you were in the Einsworth woods and you crossed over that weird little threshold where it felt like mana was being cut off just for that moment while you stepped through it. Like the part where the tree lashed out at the 2 of you and it just couldn't cross over that little barrier. This feels very similar to that. Like something in that area between the 2 middle black circles is interfering with stuff passing through it. Clearly detrimentally to that thing. And you know this a little bit because you rerouted ley lines to empower that effect for a moment so that you could, keep things more on the lockdown and cut off that tree. So this reminds you of that. Penelope looking at this, because this is a more arcane sigil in nature, in the same style that bards use. Bards, wizards, sorcerers, that kind of magecraft. It seems like this ring is specifically designed to prevent stuff from coming through.
Huh.
Like, as you recall from before, these bubbles had things falling out of them. Like the trolls and other stuff like that. And it would seem that the function of this is to hurt things when they cross that threshold. Possibly mortally if they're not as durable and regenerative as that big guy was.
I think the reason that he got hurt is of the ring.
I think so
I
too.
think they're put, like, they're specifically meant to they're supposed to prevent things from coming through them. Is what I'm thinking. Or at least deter them.
Yeah, I got that sense too. It's like back when in Germany when that tree tried to attack you, but it couldn't go past a certain barrier. It's like that almost.
Aww. Yeah,
like
kind of.
Cutting off mana, but only between the 2 circles.
So I guess whoever made this,
it's
trying to stabilize it so that things can't come through.
It's trying to prevent things from coming through, at least, or make it so that anything that survives the trip is badly wounded. Don't know if that's good or bad.
Yes.
Could be trying to, protect both the inhabitants of the other side and this side, or it could be trying to get strong things from the other side and weaken them.
Like, I mean, it is draining mana from that side.
Yes. We don't know the specific intentions of Einsworth guy.
Ugh.
If it makes you feel any better, the big guy did seem to come back through to the other side and is doing much better now. Says the really tiny lady of the lake that you're holding.
Very good.
Yay!
I am quite relieved. What asked his name? Oh well.
Gonna call him Beard. Don't judge me. Oh God. I wish you could see the look that I'm getting right now. Oh,
You're getting that look from Annis, not Kim.
Oh no.
I think we'll either need to find this Einsworth guy or go back to the library with the killer books. Try and read more of that journal.
We could. You know this room leads out.
We know it leads somewhere that's not one of the other rooms.
Just for point of fact, I don't have the ability to teleport us anywhere now, assuming it even works. So, wherever we are, we might be hoofing it.
Who knows how far underground we are? That's probably better than dealing with, living statues trying to attack us, books trying to attack us, soup trying to attack us, and...
When you say that, John just goes,
Sorry for your soup-related trauma, Johnny.
Need to find this Einsworth guy. What the fuck, man?
Why soup?
Why books?
Why? Why?
It's like he takes what we love and turns it against us.
How rude.
Probably just as well that you can't teleport anyway. If we go out the mundane way, we'll at least have a chance of being able to find our way back here if we need to.
That's a fair point.
And I have a feeling that we might need to. Something needs to happen with this bubble.
I can't imagine the Mages Association appreciates whatever this experiment is if it's screwing with their teleporting.
If that's even what is screwing with the teleporting.
Oh, it probably is.
I mean, most likely.
It's certainly possible that there's something bigger going on and this is just taking advantage of it, but either way, at the very least, it's the kind of tip-off that someone in a different political faction might want to dig into and just make a mess.
Need to be very careful with who we tell about this.
Immediately tells everyone.
Mass sends like a group chat text.
Hey guys, guess what we found?
Dear everybody, you won't believe this shit.
You just send like the first clickbait.
Takes a selfie with the portal. And with the lady also.
He'd be like, hey! Oh no. I'm so glad
we tried to teleport to London and you won't believe what happened next.
I'm so glad this is set in 2005.
Tried to teleport to London, but ended up in another world. There was a second there where I was like, what if I went with you, big guy? What if I just went with you into the portal and healed you up? And I'm like, no.
It's like, Annis, no.
I mean, I have rules for what happens if you do.
I thought you might, but I didn't want to risk it. This would be a very different campaign.
It would certainly change some things.
Oh, no.
Because you know how this side of the world attacks things that it doesn't want to be here?
Yeah.
The other one does too.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Right. Just like, no, I'm with this wood. Please don't kill me. Oh god, I'm dying.
Stop dying. Anyway, I need to step away for like seconds.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Compelling argument.
That's what they all say.
So hey, Annis got to play the diplomat this time.
Annis got to use speak with plants finally. I've only been sitting on that for. I think I learned that. Around when we were doing the trains thing.
That was a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, because I learned it at the same time I learned Call Lightning.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
I've just been like preparing every day, just like this is the day I use it on a plant. It's gonna be today. I've also been trying to prepare speak with animals. Like today's the day I talk to an animal that's not hemlock.
There you go.
It's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it. Did it.
Yeah.
Actually, now's probably a good time for me to step away too.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I'll put up the be right back thing, and people on YouTube, fast forward till you don't see the be right back thing.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. We are back. And as far as I can tell, I've unmuted everything, so life should be great. Do-do-do.
Woo.
Someday I'll do background music so we can just have hold music when we do that.
Just Monty Python.
I'll just get one of the actual visual novels soundtracks that no one cares about. It'll be fine. But yeah, you've successfully returned a woad to the other side of the world.
Yay!
And I guess technically found a way to send your trolls back should you desire to.
That's true.
Yeah. Maybe we should find one that's less painful for them, but like...
Or figure out how to disable that.
Yeah.
Definitely some room for mystery there.
Yep.
So what has the team decided to do? Are you going to be on wander back through and get to the bottom of this dungeon place? Or are you on get the hell out of this place and find out where you are and how to get home?
Those really are our two options.
Those are the two main ones. I mean, there might be more, but those are the two that have been mentioned so far.
So we'll have to deal with the books if we go back to the library.
This whole place just...
We're also kind of trespassing. Not on purpose.
Yeah.
Of course, we didn't come here on purpose, but...
And we only saw, like, what? One of the workshops?
That's true. We saw one workshop and the soup room and
the empty art gallery.
The empty art gallery with the weird suns.
Whole place.
Mage workshops are very strange.
We were attacked in 3 of those rooms. Did the soup actually attack?
Did the soup attack you, Johnny?
Yes.
We were attacked in 3 of those rooms. Luckily, all the art was gone, because maybe it would have attacked us too. I don't know. I don't like the idea of exploring this place more, but can if we need. If we go as a group, it'll be easier not to get bitten by book.
That's true. I'm personally ready to, well, ooh. See, I wish we could just steal that.
Steal that what?
The journal.
Oh.
That seems like a bad idea. This guy, just wrote in it like what, last week? Yeah, he just wrote in it like last week.
Right.
So in theory, unless something very bad has happened in the last week, still around.
And uses this place.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Does he write in it all the time?
It looks like it was like what, once a week?
Pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Which day of the week does he write in it?
I think the last entry was on the 26th.
Where's that calendar?
Get the calendar. That's a Saturday. Oh, shit. That's a Saturday. Today's a Saturday.
You think we should just go wait him out and jump him?
I mean, we did get attacked in 3 of the rooms here, but we don't know for sure that he's a bad guy. Like,
yeah, he could have a way to disable the mechanisms or whatever.
I find it unlikely that someone would be attacked by their own lair.
He might just be weird. Like I said, it might be that he's trying to keep things from using the portal, or it could just as easily be that it's for a much darker scheme. We don't know. I think he's going to know there was someone here, though. Like, obviously the books attacked us, the soup attacked us, statues attacked us.
Oh, wait. Didn't the journal say something like he's like a specialist in teleportation magecraft? But yeah, it said something like, what? Well, like, teleportation is really screwed up right now.
Right.
What if he ended up somewhere weird?
Possible.
And he's trying to figure out where the heck he is.
The door doesn't seem to be happy with anyone.
It's true.
Well, from what I know about the Einsworth, like they're not the biggest and strongest mage family, but they do have connections in Clock Tower. It's possible if he is in trouble and you rescue him, that might be helpful for something else you need to do. Or you could leave him there because mages are terrible people.
It's true.
So our options are try and explore the rest of this place without knowing if it's going to work. Try and go back to the library, fight the books, and at least read the journal, if not take it outright. Or just leave through that entrance over there.
On the plus side, we know this entrance is here.
That's true. And it does seem to keep throwing us back into this room.
Yeah, I think this is the one room where I've said bubble chamber keeps taking us back here, like, consistently.
And it threw us here when we tried to go to other places and it wouldn't let us.
Yeah. So we can try and go to one of the other workshops, see if we see this guy. Be like, hey, your house fuck. Also, what the fuck?
That's true.
This is his house, right?
I
Like he lives
guess?
here?
Maybe?
I don't know.
I mean, I tried asking the door to take us to the bathroom, and it didn't know what that was. So...
And you asked about the British bathroom?
Oh.
The loo.
The washroom. I mean, we can ask the door now.
Yeah, let's try.
Water closet. I think I said water closet.
You said water closet, yeah.
Yeah.
But did you say loo?
No. Well, but the point I'm trying to make is if there's not any sort of restroom or water closet here, I would hope he doesn't live here and it's just like a lab or something. A place he does research. That's right. Find out if plague rat.
But yeah, let's. I'm cool with either just leaving or maybe poking around. You know what? Let's poke around a little more. What's the harm in it? Well, I mean, that's true. There's a lot of harm in it. There's really sharp and pointy things and angry things and soup.
I'm in favor of finding out who attacked me with soup and getting vengeance.
Or maybe just being like, okay, how about this? We can try the door. I want to try the door at least one more time.
Okay.
If it can take us to one of the ones we haven't been into yet. If it doesn't work and it just shoots us back out here, then I say we just leave.
All right.
Cool. So, nope. I'm not. Boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna turn into a printer. No. Put my hand on the door.
Please state your destination.
Workshop 2.
Workshop 2. Installation lab. And the door opens and glows.
Okay. Does anybody want to come with me?
I'll go.
I think we should probably all go or we're gonna get mixed up.
Yeah, okay.
Hemlock is just following. I'm just dragging everybody over. Why not? Okay. So, as you're stepping through this one, I'm going to ask Penelope to roll a d20.
Mm-hmm. That is a 6.
That is a 6. Okay. So, with that... you are going to hear it say, error.
Oh, no.
But it's going to drop you in room 6, which you've not been to yet.
Oh, no.
So that's exciting. Just start dragging people over here. And I'll sync up the camera so you don't have to go looking for it. No, that's not where you go, Penelope. What are you doing there?
She's like, I do what I want.
Clearly. I think that's everybody. Oh, your tokens. Oh, actually, I like the way you landed in this room. That's kind of funny. Okay.
Oh,
Merlin, why can't you see them? Merlin, get your act together. Merlin is not in party vision. He needs to get his act together.
This doesn't look like a workshop to me.
Yep. Nope. This is not a workshop. I don't know what this is. It looks like a dining. There's a lot of chairs.
There you go.
Hemlock landed on the table.
Yeah, that was not on purpose, but I love it.
Is there actually food?
There is actually food. There is food sitting out on the table.
Hemlock, wait for me. I want to make sure that it's not poisonous or something.
Hemlock is staring at you, waiting for you to make sure it's not poisonous.
Okay, what would I need to roll? Why is the table
I was supposed to say, how fresh does the food look?
That's what I like. Is that a roll or?
You don't need to roll for that. Like I'm not making you investigate when you're specifically asking how fresh is the food.
Gotcha.
Those are things that people have to determine to survive.
Fair.
So yeah, this food is actually pretty fresh. It's recent. It's warm.
Is it whole?
It's like the food that's on there is just because it's the item, but
So
or like, it's just the art. But like there's a plate that's got dinner on it. It's mostly eaten. But there's warm food. Like someone was in here eating recently. And it is an assortment of like there is like some poultry. Pretty decent assumption that this is chicken or turkey of some kind. There's soup. I know you're shocked. There's definitely some soup with it. And there's a mostly eaten slice of some key lime pie.
And that's the only food?
I mean, like there's like little crackers and stuff too, but like those are like the bigger plated items. Like there's some crackers, there's like a little cup sitting out, presumably had a drink in it, but it's empty. Like no one's cleaned this up. It's like someone just ate and then got up and left.
Well, don't think it's poison, but someone definitely ate this very recently.
Oh. Okay, so guys still gotta be here somewhere then.
I guess. Hemlock, I guess. Don't eat the chicken. That seems weird. But have at it.
Hemlock acquires pie.
Penelope's gonna go put her hand on the door again.
Are there windows?
There are windows. There are windows all around the room, and they are all letting in some sunlight. All directions.
Is it the same view out of each window like it was in the art gallery?
It is.
Great.
Johnny is holding her hand up for an Eldritch Blast, aiming it at the bowl of soup. That is not complete, just in case. Watching you.
I don't think it's gonna attack Johnny. All right.
That's what I thought, and then it attacked.
You know. Yeah, I can't even blame you for that one. Yeah, I'm putting my hand on the door. What's the name of this room?
Please state your destination.
Damn it. Is this the dining room?
Dining room is unavailable. You're in the dining room.
Okay, cool.
So, may not be that Einsworth guy. Someone was here pretty recently. No one has cleaned it up, so either he doesn't have cleaning staff, they can't get here, or he's just lazy.
You think it's like in that Disney movie and it cleans itself up?
Probably not. I mean, I wouldn't discount it. Mages are weird.
So if there's a dining room, I'm gonna put my hand on the door again.
Please state your destination.
Living room.
Just making sure.
Annis has not seen Beauty and the Beast, but
yeah,
she knows generally. Oh, she probably thinks that he's talking about the sword and the stone.
naturally,
Yeah.
which is also fair. Please state your destination.
Damn it. Bedroom?
Yeah.
Enjoy your stay in the bedroom.
Oh
no. Come on, Hemlock.
We're gonna go invade somebody's bedroom.
Oh dear. I don't want to be attacked by anything.
Oh my god, I was joking. Okay, let's
No,
go.
no, it's good because you roll the thing that means it's actually taking you where it's supposed to.
Yay!
Alright, everybody going to the bedroom.
But hey, I guess this does mean it's his house.
Seems convoluted.
This is the worst house ever.
I don't like this place.
It's not how you do design.
Look, imagine you have a house that you live in and all of the halls are broken and lead to the wrong room.
That's the worst. It's like, welcome to my house. It's
Okay, you are now in a bedroom.
Oh, good.
So yeah, this bedroom is smaller than the other rooms. The octagonal theme seems to be continuing, but it's a bit smaller, a little more cozy. Looking around here just on first glance, you can see there's a fireplace to your right as you first walk in. There's a big, like, armoire, presumably containing clothes, to your left. Just to the side of that, there's a much smaller bookshelf than the ones from the library with only a few books on it. Like, don't let the art here fool you. It only has a few. There seems to be a locked chest, like at least locked in the sense of you see a keyhole on it, to the right of where Derek's standing. To the left of the bed, you can see a smaller, almost like a footlocker type thing that's presumably for clothes or something. The bed itself is about a queen size. It's kind of nice and big. And then there's a desk in the far back right end of the room with a chair and some papers and stuff on it. Seems to be a writing desk. The fireplace is not lit.
Is the bed made?
The bed is made. And there are windows across each end of the room, and they are all showing the same sunset.
What is with this guy and his weird windows? Ugh.
It's really disorienting. It's really disorienting because I can't tell which way is north.
I'll go also look at the stuff on the desk.
Sure. You can roll some investigation.
Woohoo!
Okay. Yeah, you find another similar to the journal from the main room, but this one doesn't seem to be as focused on the like week-to-week research and updates from the association. It seems to be a little more personal in nature. And so thumbing over that, you can see that this is also same handwriting as before. So this is presumably from Jonas Einsworth. And the most recent article here, well, I'll just tell you what it says, and then you can probably ascertain what the deal is. I don't understand, but it seems like the further we get in these experiments, the more erratic the portals of my home are becoming. I haven't been able to access 4 of the 5 workshops in some time. I don't know if that means they're disconnected from the network or if they're actually just destroyed. I'm not sure. It's incredibly frustrating given not all of them were making progress, but I had a great deal of hope for the installation lab now that I've gotten my hand on a few catalysts. I really wanted to see if I could actually properly pull heroic spirits down in some capacity before proceeding on to further studies, again, per the guidance of the Mages Association. But as it is, my home seems to be having issues, even letting me get around. I actually got trapped in the loo for about 3 hours the other day before it finally let me out into the bubble chamber. It seems that no matter where you are, you can always get to the bubble chamber, so I assume that's related to the problem. Regardless, I'm going to need to take a break. I've been working round the clock for so long. I might need to just go to the beach for a bit. Get my mind off this. And that is actually dated this morning.
Well, that solves a couple of mysteries.
We could always try the lure.
Let's not. What if he's trapped in there again?
Okay, if he's trapped in there, though, I assume he's pulled his pants back up because he's trying to leave.
Okay, but what if he's not trapped in there? What if he's just using the loo? Also, unless it's huge, we'd all end up in there. Get bad. No.
He may have also just gone out to the beach, but it's also like that. Like this says he was going like this morning, and that food looked like it'd been eaten pretty recently.
Been a late breakfast, early lunch.
I mean, I still think we should check. And if he's not there,
so are we gonna raid this guy's bathroom?
Anna just walks over, puts her hand on the door, and goes, "The beach."
Please enjoy your time at the beach.
What?
Annis is visibly shocked. She was being sarcastic.
Well, the door opens and there's that familiar glow. Are you stepping through?
I guess we're going to the beach.
We're going to the beach. Let's
go. Meanwhile, we're the only two that read anything, so everyone else is very confused, I bet.
Come on, guys, let's go to the beach. Can't believe that worked.
Okay.
Ooh, now my face hurts. Oh no.
Bam. The door opens up and you find yourselves on a somewhat small but cozy beach at sunset. It's an interesting area. So like there's sand underfoot, obviously. But the sand seems to be fairly undisturbed. You do see a bit of footprints walking back and forth in here without having to do an investigation check, because otherwise the sand is pretty pristine. Like someone seems to have with human feet or humanoid feet walked out at the beach at some point. You can see indentations in places to imply that something was brought out here earlier, and not entirely sure what, because like presumably the tide has changed a little bit. But yeah, you are actually at the beach. This is very private because you're kind of in like a little inlet cave almost, but you're getting a nice amount of sun because unlike all the fake ass or weird magic ass, because I'm saying ass here, windows inside, you're outside here and you can see the sunset. So presumably you are facing west.
Well,
is anyone else bothered by the fact that we're at the beach?
A little bit.
Annis is curious, so she's gonna like move out towards the water and just look to the right and left. Does it just continue, or are there like walls?
Like the water? Yeah, the water continues. Like you're in like a tiny little inlet against the ocean. So as you get past the edge of the caves, like there's a little bit of sand, not a lot, and then yeah, there's just the water. Like far as you can tell, there is nothing to stop you if you wanted to go swimming off to see what else is going on whatever land structure you're on. But it's hard to get a view from this angle. It seems like you're on the side of a cliff. You can certainly step out enough to look up and see that you're at the base of some cliff somewhere. It would probably not be the easiest thing to scale, but it seems sufficiently remote that it would definitely constitute a private beach that most people would consider not worth the trouble of getting to, but I guess when you have magic doors.
We're actually at the beach. I don't know what I was expecting. Just not the actual beach.
Anybody bring their swimsuit? No? Okay.
No. Says Vivi as she is fidgeting with her phone. Oh, thank God.
Are you getting signal?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
I think we're outside the bounded field.
And we're not however many yards. What? Meat is underground.
What's a yard?
I don't know. Some weird American thing just stares at you.
It's a football thing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you mean American football?
Yeah, football.
Penelope's gonna open her phone.
Yeah, you seem to get a signal here.
Okay. She's gonna send a quick text.
Yeah?
She's gonna text Jameson and be like, have you made it to London yet? Is he going to London? He was going to
He was
right?
Going to
No.
go back to your flat. Like by way of London is how he's arriving, but then he's because like you've got a place in England, just not in London.
That's right.
But
fine. Have you made it back to the flat? Question mark. I don't know why I said the question mark.
Right. His reply to you is no, I'm actually waiting at the airport still. It's only been a few hours since I saw you. Which checks out, because you just teleported here and then got in all of this mess.
She's just gonna text him and be like, Paul JK, with a little smiley face. Like one of the winky smiley faces.
He's gonna reply back, is that a mage thing?
Don't worry about it.
You get another text back. Did everything go okay at the association?
She's gonna text back like, no. I'll update you later.
Tell you when you're older.
I'll tell you when you're older. Yeah. It's just like, no, comma, update you later.
Okay, you just get the reply back of like, okay, just stay safe.
Okay, we need to go. God, where are we?
Beach.
Well, yes.
Well, and Einsworth is not here, so he's got to be somewhere else.
I mean, you do see the footprints from before. They did go back toward the door. Like they started at the door and then they went back to the door. So, yeah.
I'm gonna try something. Put my hand on the door again.
Mm-hmm. Please state your destination.
Where's Mr. Einsworth?
Please state your destination.
Damn it. The loo!
Enjoy your time in the loo.
I'm not going with you.
Okay.
Oh, we splitting the party over the bathroom. All right. Okay, who's going with who? Derek is staying with Annis. Because of course he is. Johnny is legally obligated to stay with Penelope.
I was gonna say, nobody has to come with me if they don't want to.
I mean,
I'm serious.
Hemlock is staying with Annis. And Vivi is catching up on her messages. Are you gonna be okay?
Theoretically.
Okay, if we get split up, meet you at the bubble chamber?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
And she gets back to rapidly punching buttons on her phone.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, let's go. Don't make the face of me.
Now watch. He's gonna be in the loo, or you're gonna find some crazy big thing, or you're gonna get stuck there.
Like a giant monster. The toilet is reanimated or whatever.
Or that's like the journal where he keeps all of his actual like secrets.
Here's exactly how to win the Grail War.
Here is the secret to teleportation and achieving the fourth magic. What does the fourth magic do? No one knows. But here's the secret in my bathroom book.
No!
Here's how to win everything. Step 1, enter the Konami code. How do you do that in real life? Figure it out.
That's the trick.
Step 2, open the cheats menu and type in Rosebud.
No!
Okay, so I'm going to give you the meta on this because if you remember, I was laughing my ass off when you said water closet before. My note on this room is specifically, and quoting here, reading out loud, the loo, which doesn't respond to bathroom or water closet.
Wow. Dang.
Which is so perfect. But yeah, so Penelope, you've popped out in a small room that has 3 doors.
Oh no.
And a tile floor.
I'm gonna knock on this one.
You get no response.
I'm gonna open it.
Okay, is it?
Oh.
I think you can open it, yeah.
I forgot that I could do that.
Yeah. Okay, so you find, like, the proper bathroom.
From back here, that whatever that is looks like a big ol' eyeball.
It does look like a big old eyeball because they didn't actually give me a toilet. So I went with the closest thing that I could find in the icon glossary for a toilet. That's telling you about how broad the icon glossary for a fantasy setting map maker is.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, so you've got a nice little bathroom. There's a book sitting on a little desk. There's a nice mirror set up over a countertop. I didn't think to put water on it before, but yeah, there's like a sink in there. It's cute.
Right.
It's a functioning bathroom.
Gonna check her appearance in the mirror really quick. Just make sure she's still looking cute.
You look mostly cute. You've definitely got a little bit of battle damage from when the books attacked you, and you have just a small amount of that sappy stuff that is stuck to you from when the big guy swung his arm up to block your apple throw and dumped some of it on you. But otherwise, you're completely cute.
Yay. Okay, and I'm gonna look through the book. 'Cause I'm being nosy.
Okay. The book does not seem to be handwritten. It is, in fact, a published book. It is a very modern book. And what you can see on the cover is 1001 puns for the bathroom.
Okay, yeah, no, closing it and walking away. Nope.
Not a fan?
Nope.
Does it offend every bit of the bard of you?
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna go to this door and knock on it.
No response.
I'm gonna open the door. There's a bathtub.
Yep, this one has a bathtub and another, like, big, nice dresser with a window and sinks and whatnot.
I'm gonna knock on this door.
No response. It's a sauna.
Ooh!
It is a nice, comfy-looking sauna with an assortment of things in the room. So, like, Johnny's going to follow you because you're leaving her line of sight there, as she do. But yeah, like, stepping into this room, like, it's a warm sauna room. There's little stools sitting around. You can see all sorts of, like, brushes, towels around. It's a comfy, pampered little room.
This is nice, but I don't think this is helping us at all.
Yep. Penelope, give me a dexterity save.
Oh, what?
In the sauna.
In the sauna.
Dexterity save?
Save.
Okay.
Nice.
21.
Good. That's a good thing to roll there. Let's see how Johnny does. Nicely done for both of you. Okay, so as you're walking around and being not overly impressed by the sauna, one of the brushes over on the side wall flies out at your head. And you duck just in time for it to smack the wall behind you. Similarly, there were some nail files sitting out on one of the little stools, and they start floating up and flying at Johnny, who is dodging nimbly between these damn things. The look in her eyes suggests that she has trusted no object since the soup incident and was waiting for this.
That's fair.
So, yeah, all of the little brushes and towels and everything in the room are starting to float up and fly in your direction.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'm gonna grab Johnny's hand and just start, like, booking it for the door.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, we're going!
This house is horrible and I hate it.
Alright, other hand on the door.
Please state your destination.
Bubble chamber!
Okay. Enjoy your time in the bubble chamber.
Those weren't even words.
All right, let's drag you over. Meanwhile, at the beach, so Vivi's been fidgeting around with her phone. Annis, what are you doing?
Enjoying the scenery.
And how?
Giving it 5 minutes. Then I'm gonna go to the bubble chamber, and if they're not there, I'll go to the loo. They're probably, I don't know, fighting toilet paper or something at this point.
I think I remember in a movie there was a ghost in the bathroom. Do you think this place has got a haunted bathroom?
Wouldn't shock me at this point. Wouldn't shock me.
There are a lot of stories about haunted bathrooms. It makes sense.
I can assume. Can we assume 5 minutes passes? And
yeah, like nothing happens to you. I was just giving you an opportunity to do something if you wish.
You've got 5 minutes, mostly enough. Vivi's just lurking in the corner.
Annis kneels down and tastes the salt water and is like, I know what ocean this is. She does not. She could not.
She's an ocean whisperer.
Yes, clearly.
I mean, if you might be able to tell if it was like the Red Sea, but otherwise that would be very difficult.
Goes and finds some seaweed and speaks with plants. Like, seaweed, where am I?
Where the hell?
The ocean.
Thanks, that was very enlightening. Seaweed is stupid and doesn't know shit.
All right, I'm gonna assume everyone goes to the bubble chamber per statement and drag you over.
Yeah.
Bubble chamber. I know the bubble chamber beach is stupid.
She sees Penelope and Johnny and is actually relieved and is just like, so how was the loo? Get attacked by haunted toilet paper?
It was horrible. We got attacked by nail files and brushes and towels and buckets.
Pretty bad.
We didn't even we found a book of shitty puns.
Yeah.
I picked that pun up from the book because it was a book about toilet-based puns.
The more I learn about this Einsworth guy, the more I hate him.
I had a really nice bathroom if it weren't trying to kill us, but you know.
That is admittedly a deal breaker.
Seems to be a theme with this house.
Yeah.
Do you get the impression that maybe that's his security system? It's just the house itself attacks people?
It's pretty solid security system.
Yeah.
I suppose, but it feels like well, I say this, like the brushes and the books are probably a little bit less lethal than the crazy statues that I found.
What if he has guests? What if it gets confused and attacks him? What if he just puts on a wig? Alright, so
What if he does have guests? Like, why would you have a big dining room if you don't normally have guests?
Fair. I mean, maybe they just can't. Maybe they're just supposed to always go places with him, and otherwise they get attacked. I don't.
There's got to be some system here that makes the house not attack you. Like, there's always a key if you've got a bounded field. Otherwise, it wouldn't let anyone in.
That is fair. Alright, I don't think we can go to the other laboratories.
Yeah, the other journal we found said something might be disconnected or something?
Or destroyed.
Or destroyed?
We haven't tried the kitchen.
Oh.
But I don't know if I want to go to the kitchen if everything attacks us.
What if there are knives? Oh no.
Exactly.
The kitchen is a dangerous place, even in a normal home.
Derek, just because you don't know how to cook doesn't mean the kitchen.
I'm getting better.
He is.
Well,
baby step.
Foot back in mouth. Anyway, I mean, we could try the kitchen. Ugh.
So he went to the beach. He hadn't been to the library yet, because otherwise there would have been. Maybe he's there.
We could try the library again.
If anything else, we can look through more of that journal and find out more. Yes.
Well, do we want to try the library one more time before?
Well, I'd say it can't hurt, but the books could attack us.
And I look slightly less cute than usual because attack.
Got a little stop. You know, I'm sure once we're somewhere that we won't be attacked, you can freshen up and you'll be back to your usual cute self in no time.
I think you look cute.
Wait, who said that?
That was Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny. She's gonna slap
at least you don't smell like soup.
There are worse things.
There are worse things you could smell like, but also I don't think you smell like.
Well, that's reassuring.
Yay. She's gonna slap her hand on the door again.
Please state your destination.
Library?
please enjoy your time in the library.
I'll try. Hopefully I won't get eaten by bugs.
Okay, so you step into the door, and then you hear, error.
No!
I actually really enjoy the fact that it's letting you see the rooms that you don't know the names for every time it rolls an error.
Ugh. Oh.
What? Where?
What is this place?
Yeah, you step out into a foresty grove of some kind. There's trees everywhere, mushrooms, grass underfoot, a nice little stone-surrounded pond nearby.
I just realized I still have that bowl.
You do, and it hasn't had a lady in it since you left the bubble chamber.
Oh.
Huh? Oh!
Oh.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh. Oh, that's casting time. Oh, duration is instantaneous. I was looking to see if... Oh, no, wait, it's plant growth. Speak with... It's probably been more than 10 minutes.
At this point, yeah. I mean, you just waited 5 of them.
No. Guys, I lost her. I'm just holding up the bowl and looking sad.
Could you not just reconnect when we go back to the bubble chamber?
Okay. Ugh.
Well, at least now we know that you have to be within proximity of a portal.
That is a pretty big accomplishment. You've just potentially significantly increased the opportunities to learn. Assuming you find more portals.
That's true.
Just by looking around, can I kind of deduce what kind of forest this is, where in the world it might be?
Yeah, you can try. You can do some nature checking.
19.
Nice.
Look at you knowing plants.
Yeah, so, given your entire world of plants, I guess it probably shouldn't be too shocking that you definitely recognize a lot of the things that are growing here. This is not like the Einsworths where it was filled with extinct plants or anything strange like that. This is just a location somewhere that seems to be in England. You've seen all of these things before within a short distance from your shop, actually. Like, this feels like a nice, quiet little area that is pretty much the same climate, the same kinds of, you know, growth stuff that you find when you need a break from London and just want to step out of town for a little bit. So you're probably still in England. You've just never seen this place before. Like, there are trees all around, and like I didn't dump a million of them on the map, but it looks like this is just a nice little clearing. There's no distinct path that leads here. But looking around, right in front of Derek, you can see there's like a little campfire spot. There's some wood stacked up already from a previous fire. There's a little bucket that presumably was used to douse it. There's a clear space around it so that the grass doesn't get on. But other than that, and the fact that the stones were obviously arranged around the water to make a little pond, this seems largely untouched. It's just like a nice, peaceful little garden area.
Well, we're in England, probably near London. That's about all I can tell.
Well, I guess that means we're not too far off. Getting.
No telling where that beach was, or where that bubble chamber actually is, but they're probably both. Probably that one's somewhere nearby.
Yeah.
Certainly interesting.
Right. I'm gonna go put my hand on the door again.
Yeah.
Library?
Please enjoy your time in the library.
There. Don't error.
It did not error. You got a natural 20 on it this time.
Oh,
so it's going to take you where you asked it to take you.
Yay.
I suppose this would be the forest. Site?
All right. I just appreciate that the actual house has to make a roll to determine if it does its job properly.
How well can the house today?
It's doing better this time than last time. It took you to several places you named. It took you to the loo and the beach. And now the library. And the bedroom. Like, it's actually taken you to more places directly this time than last time. Last time you just rolled amazingly badly. So, that's always fun.
Doesn't look like this guy is here.
Hold on. I am syncing up stuff. Dragging stuff around.
The books aren't visible.
The books are not floating around waiting to attack you, no. So, yeah. When you pop out this time, the library is very similar to how you left it, like minus the floating books that are angry at you. And there's a dude sitting there writing away in his little journal. And the dude looks like this.
Look at this dude.
Wow.
Look at this dude. Is he really wearing a freaking Hawaiian print shirt?
Sure is.
Look at this dude.
He doesn't even seem to notice you rolling in. He is engrossed in his notes. Which is funny, because there's like 6 of you, if we count the bird.
Hello!
Oh.
The stealthiest, that Penelope. Bane of all the rogues. He absolutely stops when he hears that. And then he turns around and he slowly takes in this group of people. Because he has, as far as he can tell, 2 short humans, 3 medium-sized humans, and a bird. Because you're all dressed up in your clock tower disguises.
Right.
Except, like, Derek's clock tower disguise is really just, like, his normal clothes, but, like, with his ears concealed. Oh, wait, no, he's wearing his mask still. Hold on. Of course he is.
Oh, wait. Ennis has that cloak on that does the same thing.
Yes, she does. You're right. Oh boy, that's fun for everybody. Hold on.
Oh no.
We get to do first time rolls on all kinds of stuff.
Can we say by now that, like, the rest of the group, especially Hemlock,
they've had enough time to acclimate.
Had enough time to get used to it, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Let's see here.
It's had enough time that I forgot it was a thing.
I mean, it's been a little bit.
Ennis knows how to stand to make herself more visible.
Yeah.
Actually accidentally walks into
it. I mean, like, the way that your thing works is that, like, as long as you're at least lightly obscured, you can hide as a bonus action.
Okay.
So, like, it's an action that you choose to do that. So it's very easy for you to be around people if you're not trying to hide. But if you'd like to hide now, you can.
Nah.
Whereas his thing is a little different.
It's just always on.
Yeah, as long as he's wearing it. Let's see. Okay, so he's looking over and his eyes are passing over your group, but the furthest left he goes seems to be to Johnny. Well, actually, he might not be able to see Penelope because of the desk in the way, and Vivi as well. He just sees Annis and the bird and Johnny.
Oh no. Oh no.
So that's funny. It would seem I have guests.
Annis just like puts her hands up, palms out, like, hello. We were trying to teleport somewhere and we ended up here by accident.
Your house is weird.
Wait, what? Who said that?
I did.
I don't think I see you.
Damn it. Okay, I poked my head around the bookshelf.
Okay. Yeah, he hops up now and he can see you now. Oh, right. I actually believe you. The teleportation systems in my workshop have been on the fritz. I didn't realize they were affecting anyone outside. My apologies. That's not my intent. For what it's worth, it hasn't been doing the best for me lately either. I've had to try several times to get to the rooms that I mean to, and well, I've been trapped in a few places in my own home a bit lately as well, so apologies. I trust the home didn't kill any of you?
It tried.
Ah, yes, it does that.
Attacked by books, statues, soup,
and nail files, and towels, and brushes, and...
Wait, you wandered into my home and you went in the sauna?
Not, yes.
Well, I'm glad it didn't kill you. I will be happy to escort you out if you so desire, because I trust you probably don't want to be here anymore, and quite frankly, having strangers wandering around my workshop is unwelcome. It's not your fault, I understand. I apparently need to work some bugs out of the system, but I will be happy to send you on your way.
Can we ask you questions?
I may not answer, but go ahead.
You kept sending us to a bubble chamber. What's that about?
That's one of my research experiments.
Insight check.
I mean,
I believe him.
He's probably not lying about that. He just didn't give you a lot to work with. But you can roll if you want.
So are you aware that that's a portal to the other side of the world?
Oh, are you a scholar? And he gets
Sure.
a little bit closer now.
We'll go with that.
It's actually a rather fascinating thing that I've been working on. Not entirely sure that it's stable yet. So I had to put some security in place. It's not a portal that I could open per se, but so long as I can't close it, I didn't really know what else to do with it. So I've been experimenting on it to see what makes it work and how to either get rid of it or harness it. It's been a big part of my research for Clock Tower.
I believe him, but I'm gonna... That's a 7. I totally believe him.
I mean, it doesn't sound like he's telling you anything untrue.
Well, as long as you know what you've got there, you're trying to keep both sides safe.
definitely trying to prevent anything new from coming through. It's actually... I first found out about that one when, well, there were reports in a mine of monsters. And that was how I discovered it in the first place. And once I found it, I put down the requisite circles as necessary to try to minimize monsters from coming through. Similar to whenever we do evocations or hauntings or the like, similar things seem to work. By the way, I do work with that's one of the departments that I work with in the association. Feel free to look me up there. The Department of Spiritual Evocation. But yeah, like some of the more simple things to prevent issues with spirits and unfriendly creatures, you know the lots. I put those down and then discovered the unfortunate side effect of, like, when things did wander through it, they didn't last very long on the side. So my hope was to either prevent them from coming through or prevent anything from our side from going through to it. I tried to seal off the area, but it's a bit difficult considering I still need oxygen to get down there, or it's a certain death sentence.
Yeah.
It's actually problematic. Like, when I first found it, there were several corpses throughout the tunnel leading to it from creatures that don't exist anymore.
Oh.
That was kind of the trail that led me there. It seemed like the bigger and more durable ones made it further, but none of them seemed to make it very far. So my hope was that upon crossing through it now, anything would perhaps try to go back rather than flee outwards, but the more durable ones seem to be able to pass through it still. They just don't make it far.
And I could tell it was draining mana somewhere, right?
Yeah, you very much got the impression that the trap, so to speak, is pulling mana out of the portal / sphere / whatever bubble. It's drawing mana from it. And also, like, that's obviously having an adverse effect on anything that passes through, since things from the other side are presumably significantly more rich in ether than the things on this side. Or in mana, really. They're more mana rich because that's just what that side is, and it's kind of pulling that out of them. Thinking it through now, it's very good that when Hemlock decided to make a die for that apple, Hemlock did not fly over the circle.
Yeah.
Oof.
And none of you passed over it.
Yeah.
But it definitely did a number on that apple and then on the woad that came through.
But it's not pulling mana from the other side of the world necessarily. Pulling out things that come through it.
Well, if it's only pulling things that are coming through, then it presumably wouldn't be able to power much because things don't come through that often. So it's safe to assume that it's pulling from whatever this singularity is, and it's also having the secondary effect that he's telling you about. He's just not mentioning the first part.
So, I don't know if you're aware, but your safety measures are also draining mana out of the other side of the world.
When you say that, he seems to stiffen up slightly. That shouldn't be possible.
It's happening. It's a problem. Are you using it to power something?
How about I help you get home?
How about there are 5 of us here and only one of you?
You're in my home, and I'm offering you safe passage out. Considering my entire home would be very unhappy with you, I would suggest you take it.
All right. That's fair.
Now, if you would like to know more about my research, you're welcome to visit me in Clock Tower. I would be happy to speak about it there, but quite frankly, I don't feel as safe when you tell me that there are 5 of you here and I can only see 4 of you.
She was counting the bird.
I was counting the bird. You count.
Fair enough. But yes, I would be happy to get you home.
Yeah, we would appreciate that.
Sorry I threatened you. Just
no, it's a stressful day. You've been attacked by my home. I understand it. You didn't go in the kitchen, did you?
After being attacked by books and soup and towels, we decided definitely not to.
It's probably wise. When the kitchen gets defensive, you get your choice of the knife block or the boiling water.
Yeah, I knew there were going to be knives.
There's always knives.
It's just a standard kitchen feature. But yes, hold on, let me see if I can get the door to cooperate. And so he sort of walks around this way since you've got a giant crowd.
Oh wait, sir.
Yes? Somehow doesn't notice Derek right next to him.
We'd love to come and find you at Clock Tower, but I don't think we know your name.
Oh,
you don't know ours.
My apologies. I am Jonas Einsworth of the Einsworth family. You can find me in the spiritual evocation department.
Okay.
And I trust the lot of you are affiliated with the association?
Yep.
Yes, my name is Heather Saxcoat, and these are my companions. They will be visiting Clock Tower soon, and I look to show them around, so we'll have to look you up. Johnny is just staring at this man who's right next to her. Sir, why do you have so much soup? Well, it stores well. Uh-huh. Stores a lot better when it doesn't attack people. And then she stands over here and waits next to the door. Right. So he walks over to it, and he puts his hand on it, and when it gives the prompt of, please select your destination, he says to it, of course. Teleportation circle hub, please. And the door glows and opens up.
Are we supposed to be saying please to it this whole time?
Well, I mean, it's just good manners.
No wonder the house attacked us.
We're so rude. Oh no.
Well, yes, if you're rude, of course it's going to attack you. I mean, it has feelings too.
I wasn't rude. Didn't say please.
So yeah, the door opens up and he steps through, and I assume you're following him.
Yep.
We end up in the bubble chamber.
No!
No, you don't.
Not the bubble chamber.
You end up in the loot now.
No!
You end up in this room.
The teleportation loo.
The scariest of all the loo.
You step into the toilet and then you have to flush it to go teleport.
The Real Monsters teleportation room.
I was like, wait, shit, that's reminding me of something.
Yeah. Hey, they're in Nickelodeon Fighters.
Like, kill Caramel. Anyway.
There you go.
Ooh.
Come on, Merlin. Why can't you see? Get your act together, Merlin. There we go. Yep. So yeah, he walks you into this room. Unlike all the ones that have all the crazy windows and whatnot, this room has no windows in it. It is sticking with the octagonal theme, but this one has another circle similar to the one that you saw in the bubble chamber, but less complex. And it doesn't have the double black lines around the middle of it that the first one did. And it seems to have... It's not like a floating sphere like the other one did. It just has a bunch of engravings, and it seems to have a slight glow to it. And unlike the wide variety of colors that you got in the bubble chamber, this one has mostly just... it's like a fog. It's like a fog with little bits of blue in it floating around in the middle. And he says to you all, this is my family's magecraft, flash air. We use it for teleportation, among other things. It is a more steady portal. I trust that you're trying to get back to the association, of course. So I will now set it to the association, and you may be on your way. And he walks over to the top. And actually, like, you can tell from here that this whole portal element is on a slightly lowered area. There's like an incline that goes down to it. So you can walk around the room and you're just a bit above it and you're more eye level with the whole effect. But you actually have to go down slightly to get in. And so from there, he casts some spells as appropriate. You are welcome to try to figure out what he's doing, if you so desire, but he says he's going to send you to the Mages Association.
How would I go? How would I try and
do an Arcana check to try to identify what he's doing.
Arcana check! Ooh!
Nice.
22!
Yeah, this is the spell that Vivi cast. He's actually casting a spell for a teleportation circle, but unlike Vivi's, which had to be drawn with a special chalk on like the back lot of a parking lot, this is going off of a more permanent fixture in the ground. Like, this is a real working teleportation circle that could also receive people if they came here. And he doesn't have to like draw the line because it's just there. And as far as you can tell, he is sending you somewhere. You can't tell where, but he's definitely activating a teleportation circle.
Oh, cool.
Thank you very much for your assistance. We'll definitely check in with you later because I'm fascinated by your research and I'd love to learn more about it. Well, thank you. It's something I would absolutely like to speak about in a more formal environment. As you can see, I'm still dressed from when I went to the beach earlier, so not my best.
I don't know. It's a good look.
Well, thank you. I like your outfit as well. You're very cute today.
Thank you. Your books made it a little worse, though.
Ah, yes, they're uppity.
Again, sorry I threatened you.
No, it's fine. It's the way that mages speak to one another. It's important that you don't act on it, but understandable.
It's okay, Market Foxby.
Thank you, Jan.
Ow, shit. I laughed so hard I hit my head on the table.
Like Derek behind you is like, so can we jump through this one?
Sure.
It seems to be safe.
All right.
I just wanted to market.
Your art gallery sucks. And he leaps in. Who said that?
If this leads us anywhere weird, it's probably not your fault. I'll jump in after him, and Hemlock comes with me. Well, I'll try to.
Yeah, I'm unlocking it now. Now you can jump in.
Pew!
Full sliders effect.
You jump in.
Yes. 100%.
And as Johnny's jumping in, she just sort of shouts off in his direction. I broke your soup. And poof, you go through. And similar to before when you teleported, you feel yourself shifting across the world. Only this time you appear. I'm not going to dump it on a map because we're pretty much wrapping at this point. You find yourselves appearing in a very nice and pristine room with very old Victorian architecture all around you and a nice red carpet around a very fancy circle similar to the one that you were standing on before, a much more permanent one. It seems to be built out of various metals, very intricate, a bit more filigree than probably necessary for a magic circle, but doesn't seem to be interfering with the spell. And when you do, all of you pop out in the same place together. And there's a person standing nearby who says to you, "Right, welcome to Clock Tower, everyone. I trust you had a safe and pleasant journey."
Those are not words I would use to describe it, but...
It was soupy.
I think that's the best line to end on. So there, you're finally in Clock Tower. You did it.
Yay!
You got there. Now we can meet Annis's family after this 2-session detour with a whole bunch of information dumping.
Can't believe the beach worked.
I am very happy that you said the beach.
Oh, man.
I can't believe it was the loo and specifically not water closet.
That's true. I'm entertained that you saw, like, a lot of the rooms, but not all of the rooms. So that'll be something to save for later.
Oh, goodness.
Like, I'm going to zoom out on the map and see how much of it you got. Let's see. You got 11 of the rooms, at least if I'm counting correctly. Yeah, you got 11 of them. That's cool.
We didn't get the workshops that are fucked up.
That's true. You didn't. You did not get the 4 workshops you know about, and you did not get whatever else might exist.
We didn't get the kitchen.
You did not go to the kitchen. But the kitchen does exist, and you know that. So maybe on a future visit, you can explore the kitchen. And if you're polite to it, it might not attack you.
Be like, hey, we're here to invade your home again, just so we can mark the kitchen off of our list.
Well, the fun thing is, now that Vivi's been there, Vivi knows his circle.
Oh, true.
So you have the ability to come back.
And we know how to get around, mostly.
Yeah.
Get him, Vivi.
But yeah, so you went through that. So next time, barring any more surprises, we finally get to meet Annis's family.
Yay!
So that'll be fun. Something for everybody to look forward to.
All the druids.
They're not all druids.
We get to meet all the...
Actually, the ones at my workshop, at her workshop, are not actually druids, I don't think.
Well, we get to meet Anna's mom and siblings.
Anna's mom and siblings are going to be at Sherwood.
Oh.
Yeah, these are different family.
I don't know.
These are different Annis backstory family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Ooh.
We get to see how well my interpretation, based on the information I've been provided, aligns with your expectations of that family, and where the deviations are hopefully entertaining.
I need to write. I need to stop choking is what I need.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. It's not worthwhile.
Stop dying.
But yeah, I don't know when we'll play. We'll figure that out. I hope the wide world of YouTube is enjoying this fun little detour. And also the probably hard to see art on the left, but technically there's books behind you in that picture because I had fun making it. So
Woohoo!
We'll replace you with like an actual clock tower background next time since you'll be in London proper. But that was fun for a session.
Hooray!
Yeah. So thank you, everybody. We will follow up later, and the plot continues to thicken.
Yeah. Good night, nerds. Good night.